let us discuss the mechanisms of evolution. Mechanisms of evolution can be described as a process of natural selection acting on the transmittable variations that occur among the members of a population. And a population comprises of a group of individuals of the same species. Each individual has a set of heredity factors called the genes. Remember, species is defined as the smallest unit of classification whose members naturally interbreed to give rise to a viable offspring. That offspring should be able to reproduce. That is the meaning of viable. All the genes in a population constitute a gene pool. And a gene pool is a collection of various genes. When reproduction takes place, genes pair with one another randomly. And a pair means to come together. Genes which occur in great numbers in the gene pool will occur in greater numbers in the next generation. And several theories have been proposed over the years to explain how evolution took place. The first one is Lamarck's theory. Lamarck had observed that if a part of the body of an organism was used, it became enlarged and more efficient. And if a part of the body was not fully used, it would reduce and stop performing its functions. By use and disuse of various body parts, the organism would change and obtain certain characteristics. He suggested that these characteristics would be then passed to the next offspring. Lamarck gave the example of the present-day long-necked giraffe who emerged from the short-necked giraffe. The short-necked giraffes continuously stretched their necks to reach vegetation in higher levels to avoid competition for food with other browsers. Herbivores, or those animals that feed on vegetation, are classified into two: browsers and grazers. Grazers feed on grass, and the example is a cow and a sheep. Browsers are those that feed on thorny vegetation. Giraffe is an example, and even the zebra. So there was competition for food on the lower branches, so the giraffes had to continuously stretch their necks to get the vegetation in top of the branches. The longer necks developed and were transmitted to the successive generations. Another example Lamarck gave is the appearance of flightless birds like ostrich and kiwi due to disuse of their wings in an environment that did not require them to fly. So those wings became reduced because of disuse. Lamarck's theory has been rejected on several occasions. Although use and disuse of parts does lead to acquired characteristics, such characteristics are not inheritable, since they are effects produced by the environment and are not genes. In that, phenotypically acquired characteristics which do not affect the genotype cannot be inherited. Phenotypic characteristics are those physical attributes. So the physical attributes or characteristics that are acquired and do not affect the genetic makeup cannot be inherited. The other theory is evolution by natural selection. And in the year 1859, Charles Darwin published his theory of evolution in a book called Origin of Species by means of natural selection. Darwin's theory was based on the following evidence. The population of a given species remains constant over a long period of time, that this population does not change for a long time, and the number of young ones is more than the number of adults. In some cases, we have seen human beings giving birth to triplets or even quadruplets. A dog can give birth to 6 puppies, so you expect the number of young ones to be more than the number of adults, and more offspring are produced than can possibly survive. Variations occur within a given population, that is, all members of the same species are not alike. They are not similar. On the basis of this observation, Charles Darwin made the following conclusion: that there is struggle or competition for existence among individuals in a particular population, and individuals who are not suitably adapted, that is, they have disadvantageous or unfavorable variations, are less able to pass their characteristics to the coming generation. Natural selection operates on the population, selecting those individuals with advantageous variations. Environment favors individuals that are more adapted, and they win competition, for example, food, and they survive. That is what we call survival of the fittest. And those who survive attain sexual maturity and pass on the next characteristics to their offspring. That makes the end of that session. Practice this assignment. See you next time.